everyone. Welcome back. Here we are with another edition, yet again, of the podcast. My name is Juan, here with Mark and Kevin, and we like movies. And
Sometimes.
yes, sometimes. And boy, today we have quite a doozy on our hands here.
Another top pick for me.
This is Mark's pick. It's called Zeros and Ones. Let me repeat that. Zeros and Ones. For those of you who have never heard of it, it is a
It's spelled
film.
out. It's not the actual numbers.
For clarification.
It is written and directed by Abel Ferrara, who has certainly done some other movies. And
What the hell does that mean? Certainly done.
and starring Mr. Ethan Hawke. I would like to give you a synopsis
Please do.
of this. Okay, I'll give it a shot. There's a military man,
You've already
and
lost me.
he he is looking for his twin brother in
Somebody was
Italy.
reading crib notes.
We're in Italy, and the Vatican blows up. Um, he sleeps with a woman who ends up getting killed, and it turns out his brother's probably dead.
We're not sure.
That's it, man. That's all I got.
That's honestly about 4 sentences more than I could have mustered up. Congratulations, sir.
I do have a question for you, but I suppose first let's hear from you, Mark, and from each of us about just your initial thoughts on this crap fest of a movie.
Wait, who's going first?
It's your
You are.
movie, you go
It was
first.
your pick.
Pass.
Okay. I'll go first. Because I worked on this line and I thought it was great, so it made me chuckle.
Yes. See, I knew somebody had some gold to offer up.
So the movie was it's called Zeros and Ones, but I'm not sure if that was the title or how many little Jerry's they expected to get from us.
No, dude, no lie. I was going in my head, zeros and ones. This movie ain't about, it's not about hacking or coding. I really think it's about the average rating it's getting from people.
Well,
Dog, I don't know, man. So let me tell you what my reasoning for seeing the movie was. It was Ethan Hawke. I mean, that was it, really. I enjoy him as an actor, and this movie came out in 2021, and I was like, man, I haven't seen him in a while. The poster is pretty bad, but the title intrigued me because I really thought it had something to do with like hacking or coding or computing or technology or anything that was just related with electricity. And instead, I have no idea, first of all, what zeros and ones implied at all. I have no idea what that means. And then the other thing is the script for this movie was 10 pages with the amount of dialogue. It was 10 pages, and yeah. And so what was funded as a YouTube short all of a sudden became a motion picture movie, and I think Abel Ferrara was like, I really don't know what to do, guys. I thought I was just doing something for like a quick spinoff on YouTube between ads. But yeah, no, I don't know what I watched, and I really can only say that the only reason Juan was able to put those words together is because he read that somewhere online, and that's what he's remembering. Because there's no way he got any of that from the movie.
Well,
I only know there's brothers because I read about it. I mean, I know they mention in the movie your brother, but just the I don't. There was just so many random scenes, that had nothing to do with nothing. And you know, my favorite part was I'm going to just start rambling already. You know, my favorite part was towards the end, when the military are coming out for God knows what. I don't know what they're running for, but they're running towards something for something. And everybody starts getting down, and, you know, the camera starts panning through, and it stops at one female soldier. You know, she's aiming down her sights, and dude, it was on her for like a solid minute. And
Yeah.
so I'm like, all right, something is about to happen. And then all of a sudden, the screen cuts to just a super blurry, random color. And then all of a sudden, after it wasn't a couple, after like 30 seconds, it finally comes into focus that it's a small child. And I busted out laughing. I'm like, is this chick aiming at a child? What's wrong with her? Like, and that was just that was the movie, man. That was the movie. I had no idea and then it ended. There was kids in a playground, and the credits rolled, and I applauded. I was the guy that applauds when the plane lands, because that's how I felt at the end of this movie. Because I was just perplexed of how convoluted and unnecessary all of that movie was, and I had no idea what it was about until I pulled out my phone and Googled this movie.
Question mark. Did your movie end after that scene?
No.
Because Ethan Hawke comes back on.
Oh no! I stopped after the credits. When I saw his name pop up, and then I saw the next credit was "Laughing Russian Spy," I said, "This movie is wonderful." I turned it off. So yes, that for me, it ended there.
So I will tell you, it started off. You know, Ethan Hawke gives that little introduction to the movie, which I was like, "What is this?" He plays his own twin brother. I'm like, spoiler. I'm like, because I didn't know that.
I was excited.
And then when it plays towards the end, I don't know if Juan made it this far. When the credits end, it comes back up on Ethan Hawke, and he's like, he looks so like emotional, and he's like, "You just watched a movie, and I watched it with you," and he looks like he's moved. And he starts telling a story about how, like, when you get a script, you don't know what it's going to be, and I just watched it right now with y'all. And he takes a deep breath, and I'm like, "Oh my god, he's disappointed in the movie." Like, I really did.
He still had no idea what the movie was about himself.
But he said when he read the script, he had no idea what it was about. But then he goes into this little tirade about like ones and zeros means differentiating different viewpoints can exist together, like zeros and ones. And then I was like, it'd be nice if we had one viewpoint that was expressed in this movie.
Yeah, bro. As soon as his name popped up as JJ / oh yeah, I literally I turned it off. I was done. Because I, one, felt dumber, and two, I was really upset at myself for putting myself through that.
Well, I appreciate you saying that, because I really thought you were trolling us, man. I really thought that this was like, I was just thinking, like, why would Mark do this? And as I was looking for answers to that question, I thought you must have Googled like the worst rated movies of 2021 and picked the one all the way at the bottom and said, let's see what happens when we review this movie. And I thought, why else? Why else am I having to sit here and endure this mega crap fest? But
Well, okay, so to let you even more on my thinking, for some reason, like I remember directors and directors stick with me. So like I tend to remember, you know, good movies and remember the directors. So I'll follow the directors. I've seen some Abel Ferrara movies and I like them. You know, they're nothing to call home about, but for me, they were enjoyable. So seeing that with Ethan Hawke, I was like, you know what? This is probably just going to be a cheesy B movie action, and I'm totally for it if that's what it is. Dude, it wasn't even that. It couldn't even achieve that. There, dude, I don't. Like, I'm like disappointed in myself that I can't formulate what I want to say because I was just so confused. Like, I don't know what the movie was trying to portray, and just the caveman dialogue. When? Why? How?
He was a revolutionary.
Where are you?
well, let me.
Why did you go? And then all of a sudden, you're getting that Che Guevara stuff that, you know, but it had nothing to do with dude. This is a movie that you saw while you were in film school, Juan, from the kid who was trying too hard.
No way.
This is that movie.
No way. I'll tell you my silver lining, but first I just want to read my notes to you guys about this movie, just to give you an idea.
Please do, because this episode is going to end in 20 minutes, bro.
Yeah, no. So starting off, you know, of course, I'm giving it a chance. I saw the poster. I even saw the trailer before this, and yeah, I'm thinking it might be like a Jason Bourne type thing, or like Olympus Has Fallen, which I didn't see, but I was like, all right, maybe this is a mindless action movie, and I'm okay with that at this point.
Yeah.
So here's where my notes start.
We're right together there, bud. That's what I wanted.
Shaky camera work, pretty dark and grainy. Looks like camcorder footage. This is when I'm still giving it a chance.
Yeah.
Well, this
movie was made in 2021, by the way.
Yeah. The next note is when I start to, you know, to pick up on the fact that this is going nowhere. It said 15 minutes in, will we ever know what the hell is going on in this movie? Italy ? The Vatican. The next note is 30-minute mark. Still no clue. Russia? The final note after this is incoherent. Dude. All right. So my silver lining, though, from having watched this movie was, man, the three of us have made a better movie than this. It's called A Perfect Day, and anyone that's listening to it should go watch it because it's far better than Zeros and Ones. In fact, it was in a couple of film festivals, and every other movie that was shown alongside of it in those film festivals was better than Zeros and Ones. Oh my goodness. No one.
Yeah, but you have to remember this movie won Best Direction in a film festival.
Oh yeah, who includes that in the opening credits?
Movies that are just surprised as we were that it received anything like that,
dude.
But dude, I was hyped, man. And then Ethan Hawke comes in, he starts talking. I'm like, yo, this movie's gonna be great, bro. I'm so excited that I opened these guys' eyes to this. Because him talking about it, how he was just so grateful and excited, and I was like, hell yes, this is gonna be so good. And even when the 20-minute mark came in, or 15-minute for you, I was like, okay, all right, this is a slow burn. I'm okay with this. 30-minute mark, I was still going, all right. I really don't know what's going on, but yo, this is all going to just fall together and this movie's going to take off.
So let me ask you, is this all supposed to have happened in one night?
Bro, yes. I have no idea.
Well, like,
I don't
at
know.
least his arc of like what he was.
I didn't see any mornings, so I believe.
Which Ethan Hawke's had sex, bro? I don't know
JJ.
which one.
JJ.
Who was JJ? The one that wasn't locked up, right?
Yes, the one who wasn't locked up.
But so, what was that about? I didn't understand what that was for.
Okay, why did he have to sleep with that lady, and why did they want her to get pregnant?
Right. I have a theory.
Why was he even there? Why was he setting up the camera like he didn't know that was about to happen? Why was he surprised that he all of a sudden is being told that he had to have sex with her? Why was she really excited to do it? And why were they both standing there with guns making sure that this guy did it while being recorded?
Well, and the one security guard holding the gun apparently was a doctor who was going to verify that indeed she was pregnant.
He has special technology to instantly, because she goes literally, "We have the technology."
Listen, I had to explain this movie to a friend today. He's like, "Oh, what do y'all do? What y'all watch?" I'm like, "Oh, this is the movie." He's like, "Tell me about it." I'm like, "Okay, I'm gonna attempt." I'm like, "This encapsulates the whole movie, right?" He's out filming something, and he has to make sure it looks real. Next, you know, these Russian women come up on him with guns and capture him, and you think he's a prisoner, but no, they're laughing, and they go to a hotel room. They're like, "Now you have to sleep with her and have sex," and they set up a camera, and they're like, "That guy knows how she's gonna get pregnant," and then they do it, and right when they're doing it, it cuts. Now he walks back into his apartment, and the dude on the computer yells, "Run! They're there!" And he runs out the window. And he's like, "Oh, that's cool." Okay. Then it cuts again. And the next thing I remember is there's a homeless man getting a phone call. And he gets a phone call. And they're like, "We want to talk to him." And he tosses it to this empty cardboard box. And Ethan Hawke's in it. And he's like, "Yes." And he's like, "No, he's not a communist. He's a revolutionary." And then he gets out and he says, "We got to go." The homeless man's like, "Where are we going to go?" He says something deep. And then he walks off screen, and right from the other side, the soldiers rushed in and rushed his cardboard box. And then the homeless man says something, opens his chest, boom, blows them all up. He's like, "Really?" "Yeah." And then he goes visit his brother's wife. That's what I remember. And he's like, "That sounds dope." It sounds like they just filmed spots for a trailer, man. That's what it feels like.
Yo, you Tarantino'd that, bro.
Yeah.
You said the whole movie, but in reverse.
Yeah. I'm like,
Yo.
I don't know what I watched. But then I saw the trailer, and because Juan mentioned this grainy movie, I remember in the beginning, I was like, "Oh, it's grainy? This is going to be cool." After 15 minutes, I'm like, "This is not cool." Like,
Yeah,
they
man,
need
I
to get off
thought
of
like
it.
the grainy was very Michael Mann, and I was like, "Oh, yes, I like this stuff. Like I like the old looking footage."
Yes.
But no,
But they hated light.
I feel like they filmed this movie with Samsung phones, bro, in low light situations. Dog, that Vatican explosion was hilarious. And can you please explain to me why there was just random, like, why were there random slow mo scenes? There were just so many random slow mo scenes. Like so we're looking at something, right? And then all of a sudden it just cuts to slow moving. The camera's panning to the left, and then the Vatican's in view, and then it just blows up. Dude, it was just out of nowhere, and it was in slow-mo, and it wasn't even good. Like, I feel like they made sure they zoomed in because they didn't have a budget for explosion and fire, because it just looks so dumb. I thought they were watching footage of the Vatican blowing up, but no, that was what happened.
Yeah.
Or maybe it did happen. Was that a dream? Like, I don't...
It was a mess, man. It was a mess.
And Juan, you saw the trailer, right?
Yeah.
The trailer's not grainy.
I gotta watch it.
Watch the trailer. The trailer's not grainy. I think they added that effect afterwards. Because I watched the trailer, I'm like, this is like Ultra 4K. I'm like, I don't know what I'm watching. And it also is a whole different movie.
Look at this this description of the movie that someone wrote. Right, it's right on IMDb in the front page. It says, JJ is a soldier who's been tasked with preventing an imminent terrorist threat to the Vatican. While he's in Rome, though, he is also eager on finding his anarchist brother, a political prisoner who may or may not already be dead. In addition, there's an obvious race against time and plenty of enemies.
What the hell was obvious about anything in that movie?
Nothing.
The only obvious thing is when it started and when it ended.
This is like This is like if Joe Biden made a movie. Unfortunately, I think it's a red flag telling us that Abel Ferrara is senile and delusional, and the man needs help.
We have officially learned there is a time to retire, and this man is well overdue.
And it was to say, and apparently the ending wasn't obvious because y'all missed the last scene with Ethan.
Yeah,
No. Him talking to the camera was he in character?
No, because I forgot to tell you this. He ends that part when he says his whole thing. He literally looks at the camera and is like, "Oh, and by the way, this is part of the movie too. Good night." Click and turns off the camera. I'm like, "What?" Like I don't know if it was really him or if it was written at that point.
This is making some
God, I'm glad I missed that, man, because that just would have pissed me off even more. No.
You should go watch the end just to watch that piece.
No. When the credits turned on, that was the end, my friend. I applaud you for staying as long as you did. But
I couldn't find my remote.
I did.
I'm like, oh, it's over. I'm like, oh, he's still going.
You son of a. See, I believe that, but no, I had my remote in hand all night, the whole time I was watching that movie.
I'm not gonna lie, man. Like I checked out. Because over more than halfway through, it just became very clear, like that this is going nowhere.
There was nothing clear, man. There was nothing clear.
So I just started, I went on Twitter, started doing stuff while this crap was playing because it was so. And I did. I mean, I wanted to give it a chance. I actually will say some of the shots were kind of nice.
Nah, I won't even say that.
No, they're dead. There was an overhead shot of him like walking, and there were some cool things done with the camera in some parts. But
and question: Who was that Chinese guy on the Vespa?
Well, I think he was the original, the young guy that was like working at the front of that like sex shop, or I guess.
No, I want to know.
He runs in and just jumps on the back of it, and they take off. I was like, "Who are you?" So yeah, that was my take on that part. Oh, I will say, I did think Ethan Hawke gave a pretty good performance. I just don't know what it was that he was doing. Like that guy yelling in the prison, his twin brother.
Yeah,
he's like, "I'll set myself on fire. Why doesn't anyone?" I'm like, "Oh, this is very passionate."
Did you catch the one part where they like showed it was like a photograph of someone, and then Ethan Hawke was in it as he and his brother. But
I did see that.
It was just like Photoshop pictures of Ethan Hawke in other roles when he was younger.
I didn't see that. I just saw it was a younger picture of them too. I'm like, all right. I wasn't invested.
But yeah, no, I actually I do agree with you. He was pretty good in it. Unfortunately, he had no material to work with, and I mean, I kind of feel bad for him. Like, what do you do when you are in this movie and you're trusting in the hands of this director, but he's completely crazy, and at the end of the day, I mean, you're getting paid. I don't know how much he got paid for this, so you just show up, do whatever the director tells you to do, and go home.
They didn't pay him. They gave him Geritol.
Oof, man.
Sorry, I got really kicked out. It wasn't letting me back in.
If this is where this guy's at as an artist and what he's aiming to create, man, I really hope this guy doesn't make any more movies. Or if he does.
For me, I think this was a missed pro-COVID propaganda movie, because they did mention that this movie was made. Ethan Hawke mentioned that in the beginning, that it was made because of the times and it reflects the times, and there was a big theme of being clean and masks and gloves and hand sanitizer. I mean, they never mentioned if it was COVID. They never mentioned what it was or why they were. Even one point she goes, "Oh, don't worry, we're negative."
Yeah.
What? I mean, so, but
Well, and they
what he,
definitely zoomed in on his hands every time he walked in anywhere, and he was.
yeah. So I feel like with him saying what he said at the beginning, this was some sort of COVID. I don't know, man. I feel like I'm just grasping at something to figure out what the hell this movie was about.
They
No.
took his temperature that one time, like the little gun to his head with the temperature. He's like, okay, you can go.
Yeah, no, there's no sense, no logic to it whatsoever.
Yeah, man. I'm sorry, guys. I apologize to bring us down with this movie choice because this is the bona fide stinker so far.
But it's
And
not
I
even
don't.
like it's not even a stinker, It's like I wish even with a stinker, like there's something to talk about, you can
Yeah, and I
you
do like bad movies.
right.
There is such a thing, good bad movie, but
This wasn't even that, man. It was like it's like you remember, we have a friend Joey who went to art school, and so we at the time that he was in school, we'd go to a lot of art shows and art galleries. And you remember like ever going to an art gallery and some student just made some crazy abstract movie that's just playing on a little screen on a wall, and this is what this felt like.
that's what I'm saying, bro. This was like an art. I, maybe Abel Ferrara has like a son or something who was in college at the time, and he's like, "Dad, I wrote this really great movie, and I want you to make it." And he was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna make my son's movie," and this is what we got.
By the way, Christina Shiriak played the laughing Russian agent, who was the
Dude, that
second.
Agent
was so
Roos.
That was so funny to me because I
Yeah.
was laughing at that part when she was on the camera. She was over Zoom or whatever the hell they were using, and she just kept laughing. That was the only thing. She would just laugh and just smile.
Mhm.
And then again, and I even thought at one point, are they just like cycling that footage because it looked the same the way she laughed and smiled again? It looked the exact same. And then that's the freaking credit that she gets. What is her point in the story? Are you telling me you guys wrote this down as, you know what, guys? The main point of her is that she's a laughing agent. I don't know what else. What else is she applying to the story or supplying to the story?
What's funny is that I was actually going to come on this episode and make a plea to our audience, to our few listeners, to share our episode. To share our episodes and partner with us to help us grow our audience, but perhaps this is not the episode or the movie to do that with.
Thanks, man. Why you gotta make me feel worse about it?
But
I already
oh,
apologize, man. Come on,
so
stop making me
I
feel
just
bad.
I just looked at my note and I was like, this note's gonna take. I wrote a note before I watched the movie, and I was like, man, what would be a great tagline when I thought it was like about computers? If this movie was called Zeros and Ones, binary has met its match, and I was like, that would nail it. That would nail it. I was like, I'm excited.
Bro, I don't even think there was one damn computer in the movie.
There was Steven
There
who
was,
was on the
the
computer.
one in that house, and they
But
were.
that was a monitor. There was no computer. I didn't see. I
No,
saw a TV,
He typed into something to put in some passcode or
but
something.
but we didn't
but
see it.
it's funny. These characters, by the way, the ones that did have names, were named after the actors. Because the guy on the computer was called Steven, and he was played by Steven somebody. Danielle was played by Danielle. So I'm like, what is this?
Oh no,
like,
I read a review that said that guy on the computer monitor, that was
the
the actual
YouTuber.
guy. Yeah, like a
Oh,
YouTuber. Like that is his name.
that's just so. Then he didn't even create that character. All right.
Well, anyway, I mean, I do appreciate hearing as a fan of Ethan Hawke, because I have certainly, for most of his career, been a fan. Although probably my two favorite Ethan Hawke movies are
Say it.
pretty In the late 90s, it was Gattaca and Great Expectations.
Great Expectations
are two of my favorites. Oh, although he also did Training Day and also I love Paris Je t'aime, which is another one.
Who?
Paris Je t'aime. It's Paris I Love You.
but fancy.
And I haven't seen the
Sunsets.
The Sunset trilogy.
They're good.
Yeah, but oh wait, was he in Paris? Oh, not in Paris I Love You. So I said that for nothing.
Well, for me, it's Gattaca and Dead Poets Society. But I think Dead Poets is more Robin Williams. But the fact that he's in it, I guess that's why I'm giving him that nod. But no, honestly, I mean, in Training Day, he's great. Before Sunset, before.
Hello.
Oh, I thought that was me. I'm like, oh, did I just get kicked out?
No, we lost him. He's still on here. He's still on here, but he's.
No,
it sounded like.
You can hear me?
Oh, whatever you were saying was probably good. That's what I was thinking.
No. What was the last thing you heard?
The Before Sunset stuff.
Oh yeah, no. I was trying to think of the other one. What's the one where the kid grew up and they recorded him?
Boyhood.
Yes, yeah, Boyhood. I just saw The Northman, and that was great. He was in that. That was a surprise. But when he walked out, I pumped my fist. Like I Tiger Woods pumped. Like, yes, I love this guy.
Oh, I didn't know it came out already.
Yeah, no, it came out this Friday, and I was able to see it on a whim. Went like at 1:00 in the morning. Yeah, no. So I'm a fan. I am a fan. He is someone that my eyebrows kind of perk up when I see he's in it. I'm like, oh, what's going on over there?
Yeah. So you've never seen Great Expectations, though?
No, I have not.
Dude, that's a great movie. You should check it out.
It actually makes me think of the Mad TV sketch, Lowered Expectations.
No, it's quite different from that.
Well, I figured.
I thought
he was also in The Explorers, which is a movie I want to see with the girls soon.
Explorers, I have no idea what that is.
It's when the kids find a code and it makes like a bubble of air and they can go into they try to go into space.
Yeah, you lost me at kids, bro.
It's an 85. It's from like 1985. And then they go and they meet some alien that only talks like in TV and movie lingo and English because that's all they've picked up in space. Radio waves.
Like Bumblebee.
Yeah.
But
fair enough.
He's also, I saw what was it? Oh, never mind. I thought he played Doc.
We're because of how bad this movie was. But I do apologize for my pick. I was trying to be a little outside the box, but I did not realize that I was so far out that I don't know, man. I think I just hated myself at that point.
Listen, don't apologize because we didn't know until we saw it.
So yeah.
No, I appreciate your willingness to go get out there, and see what else.
For me, I love and I'll watch most movies. That's not true. I won't watch a Western unless it's done by Tarantino. But
you didn't watch the new Magnificent Seven?
No.
Ethan was in it, and so was Chris Pratt.
I know.
It's good.
But I think that's why I didn't see it because Chris Pratt was in everything at that point, and I was just like, ugh, okay, I've had enough of him. No, there was one Western I saw. It was called not Tombstone. Bone Tomahawk.
Oh yeah.
That's probably the most gruesome, glorious movie I've ever seen. But anyways, sorry. So yeah, I appreciate movies, and I appreciate the time and effort, and I like watching bad movies. I'm okay with that. This wasn't anything like this. Just wasn't. There was nothing. I don't know what the point of it was. You know what I'm thinking? It won that award in Brazil, and the main language is Portuguese, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking like maybe there was an error in translation with the Portuguese script and into English, and that's why it was as confusing as it was, because and maybe that's why the dialogue was so caveman-esque as well, because you're just translating. Maybe they just typed in the script into Google Translate and it just comes back very robotic, and that's like, oh, okay, when, how, where are they? Just like stuff like that. And that's how the story is progressing in this movie. When, what, like just blurting the random things. That's the actual movie. But when he's, talking about how the world is where God hides, and that was said to us by Jesus. I'm just like, holy smokes! I don't know what is any of that means, and that was all fluff. But literally, the caveman talk that was moving the story. Whatever story was happening, that was moving it along. So maybe that's what happened. Maybe there was just bad translation, and we're just seeing a poorly translated script. Maybe. Dude, I don't know, man. I really don't know.
Yeah, that's a stretch.
Yeah. I'm glad I had blocked that whole Jesus part out, but then I remember, like, yeah, this battle's been going on for 3,000 years. Even Jesus was part of it, but on whose side? I'm like, wait, what?
Yeah.
Dude, I didn't know what that meant. So I thought maybe they were going to throw in some aliens, but dude, I don't know what was going on.
Yeah, I mean, I like to think I think about movies pretty profoundly at times, and I'm usually able to come up with something, or at least give us some jumping off points for conversation. But really got nothing with this one. I mostly just wanted to hear Mark and see if there was something that he knew that we didn't know. But
So you expected me to come in defending this?
Or just enlightening us,
Bro, you guys have no idea what you just witnessed.
Man. But yeah, and I mean, to your theory about this film festival, I don't know, man. I don't think there's any. I mean, you could watch this on mute and try to write new dialogue for it, and there's nothing that would make these scenes make any sense.
I don't know, man. I think we could write a pretty good story based off of what we saw, because it would be 1,000 times better what they gave us.
Well,
I was like the president of Brazil or something, and that's why this movie won an award, because it had to. I don't know, man. I really don't know. Please, whoever's listening, just don't watch this movie.
Well, I can safely say that I'm giving this a 0.
Spoiler alert. Mark was supposed to go first.
No, let's just get it over. Let's end this. Hey, we have hit our low point, and
I rate this a 1 just so we can rate it 0s and 1s.
No, I plan on following the rule and rating it a 1. So I'm just another spoiler alert, but we don't believe in that anyways. But yes, no, that was my plan.
Can I give it like a 0.5 to be the? I'm just kidding. It's a 0 for me. Like, I can't. I have to break my own 1 to 3.
We're doing it right now, because I thought I was just hinting at where.
Oh, we do. Oh, my
no,
bad. I thought y'all went.
No.
I thought y'all went. I was like, okay.
This podcast makes as much sense as the movie. Who knows what the hell?
I would watch Death on the Nile 1,000 times before ever trying to watch this again.
Did this movie make you appreciate Death on the Nile more? Like, you know what? I was wrong.
It
That
made me
was a good movie.
appreciate watching something with a director that actually cared and tried.
Come on, man. The guy's battling dementia, bro.
Is it true? I heard. I mean, I read this. I don't know if I didn't verify though, but I think they said this was crowdfunded.
I read
Wow.
that also.
Money wasted, baby. Money
Dude,
wasted.
I would be surprised if those people.
You can't ask for your money back after that. You get what you get, and you don't get upset. That's it.
I've heard of people asking for their money back, like at the theater after a bad movie, and I've heard of theaters giving it back.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Unfortunately, we can't. Maybe you know what? When I pray tonight, I'm gonna ask God to give me that time back. All right. Well, I'm gonna do it. So, for our ratings, we rate by Little Dairies, and for me, I'm going to I'll give it a one-line review. Don't watch this movie. I give it a 0 Little Jerry's. That's it.
I'll add to that, and I'll just say, seriously, do not watch this movie. It's also a 0 for me.
I can't be the guy to give it a 1. They gave me options between 0s and 1s, and I choose 0.
Wait, no, I'm sorry. I was supposed to say 1. My bad. Threw me off. I'm the 1. I give it 1 Little Jerry. 1.
You don't have to do it if you never hurt your soul.
No, I said I was going to. I follow the rules. I plan on giving it a 1. I will never watch this ever again.
Well, I guess I will still go ahead and make my plea, especially if you've listened to this as well. Recommend us to someone. Share it on social media. Help us grow our audience. We promise Mark, right? We'll try to pick better movies, right, buddy?
Come on, man. You said you were like, so this is my one stain.
Sure.
Come on.
Sure. It's not a stain. I mean, it's.
It must be that bad that you're forgetting all my other picks.
Still water.
Yeah, seriously, you've been pretty good to this point. I'm usually excited for your picks, but next time around,
Stillwater was fun because of how bad it was. But yeah, sorry.
No, but at least it makes it enjoyable. Like I said, I enjoyed that it was different. That's what I can say about this. That's my positive for it. That's it. That's all
right.
There's no positives.
But listen, to everyone, share the gift of laughter and let your friends listen to this podcast. That's it.
Share the gift of love and tell no one about this movie.
Yeah. At least we got through this one and it's over. And still, if I have to review this movie with anyone, I'm glad that it's with you two.
We'll never talk about it again. Oh, true. Okay, true.
Yeah. You guys enjoy your night. It can only get better from here.
Mwah. Love you, boys.
Love you.
Sayonara.